you've been lied to. Every day, from the moment you wake up, you're told to expect more. More success, more happiness, more love, more recognition. You're told to chase dreams, to demand what you deserve, to never settle. But what if that very expectation is the reason you suffer? Because deep down, you already know it, don't you? Every time someone disappoints you, every time life refuses to play by your rules, every time reality doesn't match the image in your mind, it's not the event that hurts you, it's your expectation of how things should have been. That quiet bitterness, that sense of unfairness you carry, it's not born from reality, but from your resistance to it. And until you understand this, you will never truly be free. Part 1. The root of our suffering. Expectation is a contract you make with disappointment. You might not sign it consciously, but every time you imagine a perfect outcome, every time you attach your happiness to something outside of yourself, you've already agreed to suffer if it doesn't happen. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. Epictetus wrote, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings." In other words, it's not life that offends you, it's your illusion about life. We expect people to be kind, the world to be fair, our efforts to be rewarded, and when they aren't, we think something's gone wrong. But the truth is, nothing has gone wrong. The world is simply being what it has always been, unpredictable, indifferent, chaotic, and yet somehow still beautiful. Plato called this tension the noble lie, the belief that the world was built to serve us, to bend to our will. But the older you get, the more you realize the universe doesn't revolve around your desires. And that's not a tragedy. That's liberation. Part 2. The psychology of expectation. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill, the endless cycle of wanting, achieving, adapting, and wanting again. You tell yourself, if I just get that job, that person, that recognition, I'll finally be content. And when you do, for a moment, you are. But soon enough, your brain adjusts. It resets the baseline. You're back to chasing. Nietzsche warned about this endless hunger when he wrote, "He who despises himself still respects himself as one who despises." It means that even our dissatisfaction becomes a source of identity. We cling to our pain because it reminds us that we're alive, that we still want something. Expectation is the ego's way of staying in control. It tells you, if I can predict what's coming, I can protect myself. But you can't. You never could. And that illusion of control, that's the source of almost all anxiety. Part 3. The beauty of expecting nothing. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine walking into every day expecting nothing. Not out of cynicism, but from clarity. You stop assuming that people owe you kindness, that plans will go smoothly, that tomorrow will be just like today. You stop demanding that the universe makes sense. Suddenly, you're lighter. Because when you expect nothing, everything becomes a gift. The smile of a stranger, the warmth of the sun, the quiet of the night, they all become miracles again. You rediscover gratitude, not as a forced affirmation, but as a natural state of being. Bonhoeffer, who faced death in a Nazi prison, once wrote, "It is only with gratitude that life becomes rich." He wasn't speaking from comfort, he was speaking from the edge of despair. He saw what most of us never see, that appreciation is not the result of having more, it's the result of needing less. Part 4. The illusion of control. We think that expectation keeps us safe, but in truth, it keeps us enslaved. Machiavelli, often misunderstood as a cynic, actually understood the brutal simplicity of human nature. He said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally," meaning wisdom lies in accepting the world as it is before it forces you to. You can fight reality, or you can align with it. You can curse the storm, or learn to walk in the rain. The greatest strength isn't dominance over the world, it's harmony with it. But harmony begins when you stop arguing with what is, when you stop expecting life to bend for you. And this, I'm telling you, is the true meaning of enlightenment. Part 5. The story of the monk and the cup. There's an ancient story of a monk who cherished a simple clay cup. He would drink from it every morning, admiring its shape, its color, its coolness. When people asked why he loved it so much, he said, "To me, this cup is already broken." They thought he was mad, but he smiled. He wasn't sad, he was free. Because in his heart, he had already accepted the cup's fate. So when one day it fell and shattered, he simply bowed and swept it away. That's what it means to expect nothing. Not to stop loving, but to love without clinging. Not to stop caring, but to care without control. Part 6. The modern slavery of entitlement. We live in a culture addicted to entitlement. Social media trains us to believe we deserve attention. Advertising tells us we deserve comfort. Society whispers that we deserve happiness. But the universe doesn't trade in deserves. It trades in is. You are not owed a perfect partner, a fulfilling career, or a pain-free life. You are given breath. You are given this moment. Everything else is borrowed. And when you realize that, when you stop expecting, stop demanding, you begin to see life for what it truly is: temporary, fragile, and breathtakingly beautiful. Because gratitude cannot coexist with entitlement. The more you think you deserve, the less you'll appreciate. But the more you let go, the more life gives back. Part 7. The paradox of acceptance. To expect nothing does not mean to stop striving. It means to strive without attachment. To work hard, but not tie your worth to the outcome. To love deeply, but not collapse when love ends. To plan wisely, but not panic when plans fail. This is not passivity. It's power. It's the strength of the warrior who walks into battle knowing he may die, but fights anyway. It's the calm of the philosopher who sees beyond fortune and misfortune, because both are temporary. When you expect nothing, you stop negotiating with reality. You stop asking life to be easy, and instead, you become strong. Part 8. The quiet revolution within. When you start expecting nothing, you'll notice something strange. People will call you detached. They'll misunderstand your peace for apathy. But they won't understand. You haven't stopped feeling. You've just stopped clinging. You no longer demand that the world give you meaning. You create meaning. You no longer look for reasons to be grateful. You see them everywhere. In that stillness, life becomes vivid again. Every sound sharper, every breath deeper, every small kindness a miracle. You are no longer chasing the next thing. You are here, fully, finally. Conclusion. The thought that lingers. There's a quiet kind of freedom that comes when you stop expecting and start appreciating. It doesn't make life easier. It makes it real. The secret isn't in getting what you want. It's in loving what you already have. It's in waking up each morning knowing that everything you touch, everyone you love could vanish in an instant. And instead of fearing that, you cherish it. Because the moment you stop expecting tomorrow, you finally begin to live today. So expect nothing. Appreciate everything. That is not pessimism. That is enlightenment.